Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. Going to read through the full article here. Pretty much there's a link in the description. I'm also going to give you my opinion, which is a knee-jerk reaction, and you may or may not appreciate my comments in regards to the incident. Of course, it is an absolute tragedy. It involves these two young ladies that we see here. Their names Maggie Dunn, 17 years of age, and Caroline Gill, 16 years of age, from Louisiana. And they were killed. There was a police car chase, and the officer in question, we'll go through the details in more closely in a moment. The officer in question was driving at speed. It's alleged that the officer failed to brake. They ran a red light and they crashed into the vehicle in which Maggie Dunn and Caroline Gill were passengers, and the two young ladies were killed in the collision. Maggie's elder brother, Liam Dunn, was also in the vehicle at the time, and he is in a critical condition. So first and foremost, this is an absolute tragedy. Full condolences to the families, friends, fellow students, anyone that knew any of the three victims here. So two deceased, Maggie Dunn and Caroline Gill, but also Maggie's brother, I believe, elder brother, Liam Dunn, is in critical condition. So thoughts and prayers to everybody that is family or friends or fellow students or such of the three victims. And of course, we pray that Liam Dunn does make a recovery, and let's hope that he doesn't have life-enduring injuries. So it is an absolute tragedy. This happened Louisiana Saturday morning. The officer in question, his name Officer David Cawthron, has been arrested after the crash. The officer has been charged with 2 counts of negligent homicide as well as 1 count of negligent injuring. He's been held, and the bond for the officer is $100,000. So here is the officer. The district attorney is suggesting that the officer acted in a negligent way. There is a full investigation, and the district attorney wants to make sure that this officer is held accountable for their actions. Now, the officer was engaged in a car chase, a police chase. He was chasing after this guy here. His name Tyquel Zanders, 24 years of age. He allegedly broke into a family member's home, so I believe his family member's home, and stole their car. He was approached by officers, then he fled. He refused to stop, at which point a car chase ensued. Now, apparently the car chase went on for quite some time. It went through a number of parishes within Louisiana. Parishes are effectively the same as counties. It's believed that he reached speeds of 110 miles per hour. I'm quite sure. Let me just double check that. Yes, reached speeds of 110 miles per hour. The alleged car thief was running red lights, plural. And the culmination of the situation was that there was a car crash. Maggie Dunn, Caroline Gill lost their lives. He was able to carry on driving, but his vehicle stalled a short time after, at which point he was arrested. So this guy, Tyquel Zanders, will be charged with 2 counts of manslaughter as well as home invasion, theft of a vehicle, and aggravated flight. Back to the officer. We're told that it is believed that the officer was driving at about 86 miles per hour. We're also told, and this part concerns me, that the officer didn't hit his brakes, indicating that he didn't anticipate a crash. He didn't see the vehicles in front of him. Witnesses have also said that the officer ran a red light. So the district attorney has agreed with the decision to arrest the officer. The district attorney has questioned the decision of the police to pursue the driver at such high speeds. So there's going to be an investigation into the police's action into the officer's action. And the officer is facing very serious charges. Again, 2 counts of negligent homicide and 1 count of negligent injuring. Again, he's on a $100,000 bond. The car thief is also going to be prosecuted. The DA is saying that the car thief, alleged car thief, is facing well over 100 years in prison should he be found guilty. So I've covered really the full details of the article, but I'm now going to give my opinion, and you may not appreciate my opinion. I'm going to give it anyway, and I'm just going to clarify first and foremost, we've got to remind ourselves to give full condolences to the family, friends, fellow students of the 3 victims, the 2 girls that died in the crash, Maggie Dunn and Caroline Gill, but also Maggie Dunn's brother, I believe, elder brother, Liam Dunn. Again, he's in critical condition. We wish him the best. We wish their families the best. I'm not aware of a GoFundMe. If you guys are, do let me know. I'm more than happy to pin a GoFundMe. So as I say, I'm now going to give you a few comments in regards to the officer. This is just my opinion. I'm no expert here. I'm no expert. I'm just giving you what pops up in my head. And what pops up in my head is that the officer was doing his job. First and foremost, I think we have to respect that the officer was doing their job. The officer didn't ask to get involved in a police chase. He didn't ask the car thief, the alleged car thief, to go and steal a car and then to run away from the officers. The officer was doing a job, serving and protecting the community. He was put in a situation and he responded accordingly. Now, officers aren't perfect. They're not going to get everything right. They're put in extremely difficult situations time and time again. Mistakes are inevitable. And unfortunately, when the stakes are so high, when things like car chases and shootouts are a reality for police officers, mistakes can be extremely costly. And I feel that it's important to, of course, not overlook any negligence, but to apply a certain level of leeway, a certain level of grace to officers where it is applicable. So I'm not in a position to say whether or not such grace ought to be applied to this officer. I don't know all the ins and outs. It does concern me that apparently he didn't brake. It's concerning to a degree that it's a witness has said that the officer ran a red light. That concerns me to a degree. But to be honest with you, it doesn't really concern me that much because, again, I'm no expert here. I don't know too much about car chases. I certainly don't know anything about what the police are trained to do. But running a red light seems to be kind of normal. That's what happens in a police chase, isn't it? If the assailant, if the alleged car thief is running multiple red lights, if he's going through multiple parishes within Louisiana, the alleged car thief was speeding at around 110 miles per hour, allegedly. So what are the officers going to do? They have to chase, don't they? What are the options here? They say, you know what, let's let it go. Okay. Perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps letting it go is an absolutely legitimate course of action to take. I don't know. But I think that a certain level of leeway ought to be provided to the officers where it's possible to do so. Now, I will also mention that as far as I understand, this officer here, he was driving his vehicle, sure. I don't know if he was the only person in his vehicle, the only officer in the vehicle, I don't know. But there were other officers involved, there are other police personnel involved in the chase. Let's not forget that this officer has superiors. The local police department, whatever you call it, are going to have access to dispatch, to traffic communications. There's going to be, an intelligence team that has all kinds of CCTV footage, that's able to track the movements of multiple vehicles in real time, that has AI to be able to anticipate issues and potential dangers. I don't feel it's appropriate, and I'm guessing, but my guess is it doesn't seem appropriate to me for all of the responsibility to fall on this one officer's shoulders. This one officer has superiors. There are other police involved in the chase. If this is a clear-cut case of going against the training or going against negligent or being negligent, if it's a clear-cut case of that, well then why wasn't this officer told by a supervisor or told by somebody within the communications department, the traffic communications department? Why wasn't he told to stop? Why wasn't he told to abandon the police chase or decrease his speed? You know, why wasn't he given those instructions? So to me, again, number one, I don't wish to be disrespectful in regards to the two deceased girls in any way, shape or form, and indeed the elder brother, Liam Dunn. I don't wish to be disrespectful to them, to their families, their friends, etc. They are the focal point. But I'm just concerned that an officer doing his job to the best of his ability, putting his own life at risk, may be unduly punished. That's my feeling as a layman. Maybe I'm missing the point. Maybe I'm missing several points. But to me, I would feel that certainly the officer wouldn't have caused this crash intentionally. They didn't instigate the situation. The alleged car thief did. The officer was likely working mostly within their training. And if the officer goes outside of their training, you know, hopefully I'm articulating this well enough. If the officer transgresses their training or the police protocol, well then they ought to have the support of superiors and others that have superior technology, superior knowledge, information, intelligence, etc., to direct the officer, to instruct the officer. Officer, you are now in a high traffic area. We do not wish for you to continue this chase. Abandon the chase immediately. That's all you need to do. Where's the superior to have done that? You know, so I don't know. I'm going to wrap things up at this point, guys. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe. If you agree or disagree, please do throw down a comment. It's fine if you think I'm a blinking idiot. That's fine. Tell me that I am, you know. Show me that I am, you know. Point out what part that I'm missing. I might well agree with you. And what else? Oh, yes. If anyone is aware of a GoFundMe or GoFundMe's plural, please do make a note of it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to pin appropriate GoFundMes. Thank you.